The pressure of a gas is the result of the molecules of gas colliding with the inside of their container. For example, consider this balloon full of gas molecules. The gas molecules are rapidly moving around inside the balloon, and they are constantly striking the inside of the wall of the balloon. These collisions are what we refer to as pressure. If we want to calculate the pressure of a gas, we would do so by dividing the force of these collisions over a defined area of the container. In the United States, PSI is a really common unit for pressure. PSI stands for pounds per square inch, pounds being a unit of force, and square inches, of course, referring to an area. So this particular method of calculating pressure considers the force of collisions in a square inch of the container. In science, we express pressure using a lot of different units, and it's important that you are familiar with all of the different units of pressure and also that you know how to convert back and forth between these different units. The SI unit of pressure is called the Pascal, abbreviated with a capital P, a lowercase a. Pascal is named after a person, so this particular unit is capitalized. It's not a lowercase p. And again, this is the SI unit of pressure. A very common unit of pressure used in science is the atmosphere. This is abbreviated ATM. And then we also have torr and millimeters of mercury, which don't have abbreviations because they're just short names anyways. And then kind of maybe not necessary to include on this list, but the kilopascal, derivative of the Pascal, is also a very common unit. In terms of knowing how to convert back and forth between these different units of pressure, I'm going to give you a list of a few of the different conversion factors. First of all, probably the easiest one to remember, the torr and the millimeter mercury are identical in terms of their magnitude. So 1 torr is always equivalent to 1 millimeter of mercury. And of course, also another pretty easy one, especially if you're familiar with metric prefixes, a kilopascal is, as you can imagine, 1,000 pascals. An atmosphere is 760 torr. This is a pretty common conversion that we have to do with problem solving with gases. And of course, an atmosphere is also equal to 760 millimeters of mercury because the torr and the millimeter of mercury are exactly the same thing. And then last but not least, an atmosphere is equal to 101,325 pascals. So you want to keep these conversion factors handy because it's pretty common when we're solving problems with gases that we have to do some sort of gas unit conversion. The last thing I want to mention on this particular video is something called standard pressure. You'll probably come across this term if you have not already. Standard pressure is defined as a pressure of 1 atmosphere. So it's not that unusual when you're working on problems using gas data. It's not that unusual for somebody to describe a gas as being under standard pressure. And when a person says that this gas is under standard pressure, that's just a fancy way of saying that the pressure of this particular gas is 1 atmosphere.